In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper or host of this particular program, known here on the internet as the mighty, Angel Snub 7. I'm your brother and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I would like for you to listen to me. You don't have to, but since you're here, just give me a few moments of your time and really just truly think about what I'm telling us. Are you ready? Here we go. Don't you know? I don't know if I have the appropriate time correct, but I do know that it's close to 100 years since Marcus Garvey and the descendants of slaves born in America. We have had some of the greatest teachers. We have had some of the greatest orators. We have had some of the greatest freedom fighters that the world has ever seen. My spiritual teacher, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he called himself the last messenger of Allah. However, if you believe in that ideology, this does not mean that out of the mercy of God that we still won't continue to receive warners. I am a warner to us, whether you like it or not. And out of what some of y'all in religion say, out of God's mercy, this God brings to us warners. And you need a warner because you have left up out of the realm of reality. You've taken religious teachings, you've even taken political ideas, and you made religion out of them, and you become lost in your delusions, in your fantasy, and your arrogancy in these things that you created, not some God. And I am here to warn us who are descendants of slaves born in America that time is not going to wait on you. Time is not going to wait on you. Some of y'all think in this fight for black liberation, the upliftment of black people in this country, you think that this is going to go on forever and ever. You got all the time in the world to get your act straight. That's not how life is. That's not reality. Only the mentally dead will believe such a thing. Because when you're dead, or whenever anything dies, time no longer exists. Time is no longer a factor. The dead does not care, and it is not a requirement that you are in a line with time when dead comes to us, or when death comes to us. There is no doubt, brothers and sisters, that we who are the descendants of slaves born in America, you deserve healing. And you deserve happiness. And you should be put in a place, a better place, due to our 400 years of suffering. There's no doubt about that. That we, out of all, deserve to have a chance at heaven, or as in the Quran calls it, the hereafter. We should have the first opportunity to experience the afterlife. But since we are not in accord with time and we're not doing things in the appropriate manner, in your mind, time is going to wait for you. But that's not true. Not when you are among the living. When you're standing at a bus stop and you don't get there on time, then the bus will leave you. However, out of the mercy of the bus driver, should they see you trying to catch the bus, they might stop. However, if you were on time, the bus driver should stop and allow you on the bus. But time is not going to continue to wait for us, brothers and sisters, for you to get your act together. We as a people get our act together. Unfortunately, and the reality is, sometimes you can't help nobody. Sometimes people are doomed. When you go to a place of rehabilitation and you try to treat the cocaine addict, the heroin addict, the alcoholic, whatever, many of them will be helped. Many of them, for a short period of time, they might look well, they will relapse. Some of them you can't help at all. That's the situation that we are in as a people. Some of you think that we are just going to be a saved people. That's not necessarily true. And that's not a reality, because that's not life. It takes the average, and it is normal, for 9 months to bring a child in this world, a human baby. And within that 9 months of development, the organs must develop in its appropriate time. Everything must develop correctly. If not, the child can be born dead already. DOA, dead on arrival. The child can be born with a physical handicap. The child can be born mentally challenged. The other word is retarded, and there's really nothing wrong with the word. They just don't like it. Sounds really bad. Mentally challenged. Or the child could be both physically handicapped and mentally challenged. This is what you're seeing among the descendants of slaves born in America. Some of us are being born dead. Some of us are handicapped and retarded. You see this in black liberation struggle. We are still, with all our so-called knowledge and information, you are still dead. In fact, the majority of y'all still worship the dead. You worship Muhammad, dead. You worship Jesus, dead. You worship Elijah Muhammad, dead. You worship Malcolm, Marcus, they all dead. And you give the living hell. And with dead people, time no longer exists. That's why you think you got forever. And you're not making and refuse to sacrifice and make the appropriate choices and take the appropriate actions in order to change the condition of us as a people. Only the living understand time. There's a time to eat, a time to have sex, a time to go to your job, time to go to the grocery store, go to basketball practice, football practice, choir rehearsal. The dead, that's not a requirement. There is no understanding. Time does not exist for the dead. Time has stopped for the dead. And although you are not physically dead, since you are still mentally dead, you think that time is going to wait for you. But it's not. Time has never waited for nobody that's alive. Animal, plant, anything living must do what it must do within the appropriate time. Because time waits for no one. And if you are not in accord with the time, and since you don't respect time, then time will eventually run out and you die. We must do things in the appropriate time, in the appropriate manner. You must begin to understand that you think that you are mentally awake or mentally alive. But the reality is, you're still mentally dead. And you can argue with me all that you want to, but your actions verify and support and validate what I'm telling us. You continue to act and behave mentally dead, and pretty soon, you're not even going to be physically alive. We keep talking about the genocide, the extermination, and the extinction of black people on this planet. That's going to become a reality because you refuse to act in accord with time and you claim that you are alive. And what do the living do with the dead? You bury them. You cremate them. You get them out the way because dead things begin to decompose and they stink. And they spread disease. So what is happening to the black man and woman, not only in America, but around the earth? You're being exterminated. You're in the way of the living. You need to be buried. You're decomposing. You're causing a great stench for the living. And in my conclusion, I want to tell us, there are many of you, you believe that you can go or you can build a new civilization in the condition that you are. You believe that. No. You still have the mentality of your oppressor. You still are covered with the mud. You must relieve yourself of all the things that you've grown to love and know in this life. You must begin to change everything. You cannot bring mud into a new house. So if you want to go to heaven, if you want to see the hereafter, you must rid yourself of all the mud that was put on you or placed upon us in this world's life. You and I will not be allowed to enter, nor will we be allowed to be the creators of heaven on earth. In the condition that we're in, smelling and carrying the muck and the mire of a decadent civilization and cultures and confusion. You don't even know who you are. You are Egyptian. You're a Hebrew Israelite. You're a Muslim. You're so many different things. Heaven and the hereafter is not confusion. And it surely is not a place of death. It is a place of life. Not to say men and women will not die in heaven or die in the hereafter. Because everything in our reality that's alive will eventually die. But these things that we carry, we already know is death and has brought us death. So why would we want to carry death into a new place that gives us new life and life more abundantly? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell us? Many of you love some of this evil in this world. I don't want nothing of this world. I have a brain. I want to create my own reality. I don't need nothing from Kemet. I don't need nothing from the Bible. I don't need nothing from the Quran. I don't need nothing. The scriptures do tell us that the kingdom of heaven and earth is in you. So you don't need nothing that's here already. Let them have it. If they want to claim Kemet, let them have it. Whatever they want to claim, whatever they want to have, let these wicked people and dirty, filthy beasts, let them have it. Because you got your own thing. Just like Tina Turner told Ike, you can have everything, just give me my name. Because she went on to do and became greater than Ike and Tina Turner. So that's what we want to do. And it was within herself, and it's within us. Stop being afraid to be yourself. Be yourself. Love yourself. Understand who and what we are. And once you do that, the key of heaven will come into our hands, and we'll be on our way. Until then, unfortunately, time is running out. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. This was and is the Realist Temple on Earth.